Good morning everyone. Ang i-report po namin ay tungkol sa question document examination. Question document examination involved many areas of expertise. Included under question document examination are the following disciplines: handwriting, typewriting, photocopying, and computer printers. Forgery, paper and inks, writing instruments, computer disk, gambling machinery, stamps, and the dating of documents. Question document examiners traditionally have specialized in the study and investigation of question documents to determine the facts surrounding their preparation and subsequent treatment. In addition, examiners are called upon to reveal alterations or substitution in documents and decipher erased or obliterated writings. The examiner also is asked to determine the authenticity of a document by analyzing inks, paper, and other substances. A handwriting examination is needed when there is a question of authenticity of signature or other writing. Can a document examiner work with photocopies of question documents? Document examiners prefer to examine original documents. Photocopies do not reproduce the finer features of handwriting such as pressure, dactyls, and line crossing. Examination of originals also eliminates the possibility of a forgery by cutting, pasting, and copying a signature onto a document. So, yung pong ating mga document examiners, mas prefer po nila yung ating original documents. Kasi po, ang ating original documents ay nai-eliminate po nila yung posibilidad ng panggagaya. Document examiners need a sufficient amount of known writing called exemplars. Ink and paper analysis. Examining the entire document. Examine the whole document rather than just a few handwritten words or a single signature. So, yung pong ating examining the entire document, yung po yung hindi lang po tayo mag-i-skip-skip. Yung po yung whole document po talaga yung ating i-examine. Hindi lang po yung may ganun lang pong word na ating pagtutuunan ng pansin. Dapat po lahat. The document examiner is called upon to distinguish not only between inks but also to identify the source of a particular ink. So, minsan po na tinatawag po ang mga document examiner para po ma-distinguish nila hindi lang po yung ink, pati na din po yung source of ink. In the last 20 years, the most chemical ink testing technique has been thin layer chromatography or TLC po. Additional chemical tests including high pressure liquid chromatography or HPLC, solubility test, and densitometry allow direct comparison of many colored and invisible components of inks. As with inks analysis, chemical and physical examination of paper also is useful in the detection of fraudulent documents.
Handprinting and numerals. Handprinting is any disconnected style of writing in which each letter is written separately and includes block capitals and manuscript writing. The method of identifying handprinting is fundamentally the same as is used for the identification of cursive script. That is the improbability of a number of individual characteristics accidentally coinciding in two writings from different sources. Ang handprinting is pagsulat ng letters na hiwa-hiwalay at capital letters. Handwriting and handprinting. Although not all handwriting is identifiable to a specific writer, the examination of handwriting characteristic can sometimes determine the origin or authenticity of questioned writing. Traits such as age, sex, personality, or intent cannot be determined from handwriting examinations. Some reasons for inconclusive results include the following: limited question and known writing, lack of contemporaneous writing, distortion or disguise in the question and known writing, lack of sufficient identifying characteristics, and submission of photocopied evidence instead of original evidence. Hindi lahat ng handwriting ay ma-identify kung sino ang sumulat nito. May mga ilan na katiyakang resulta sa mga nabanggit katulad ng binanggit ko kanina. Graphic arts. Printed documents can sometimes be associated as originating from a common source or identified with known printing paraphernalia such as artwork, negatives, and plates. Ang printed document ay maaaring mapagkamalan na nagmula sa common source or ma-identify sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang paraphernalia. Altered or obliterated writing. The presence of alteration or obliterated writing can sometimes be determined, and the writing can sometimes be deciphered. What can be determined from erasures, alteration, and obliterations? Visualize the text of obliterated material. Visualize the original text of altered material. Determine if material had been erased and positively visualize the text. Paper. Torn edges can sometimes be positively matched.
Age of documents. A question of the age of document may arise in connection with paper, such as will or contracts. Documents which impose an obligations, given a title, or grant a benefits, may depend for their effectiveness or validity on their dates. Hence, they are susceptible to the work of the forger. A document can be treated by a skilled forger so that it appears to be 50 years older than it actually is. A skilled document examiner can often detect the falsity of such document. Sabi dito, kino-question yung age ng document paper like will or contracts. Dito nakalagay yung obligation, given title, or grant benefits na nagpapatunay kung tama o wasto nga ba ang mga date. Dahil yun ang kadalasang ginagawa ng mga forger para mapalitan o magaya nila. Ang skilled document examiner naman ay kaya mag-detect ng anumang dokumento kung ito ay hindi totoo o ginaya lamang. The earliest date a document could have been prepared can sometimes be determined by examining watermarks, intended writing, printing, and typewriting. So there's a method of aging. Dito is para malaman kung gaano nakatagal ang isang dokumento. Ito ay makikita through chemical and physical treatment. Ang una ay heating. This is one technique wherein the document may be heated in an oven or hot stove to give it the brittleness and discoloration of age. Ito yung technique kung saan ang isang document ay maaaring pinapainitan through oven or hot stove. At doon makikita yung brittleness at yung pagkupas ng kulay ng papel ng isang dokumento. Sunlight. Exposed to sunlight procedure, the yellow color of age. Carbon arc and ultraviolet lamps can be used for the same purpose. Dito naman ay yung exposure ng sunlight kung saan nagproproduce ng yellow color of age. Abuse. The paper may be crumpled, smirked, or discolored to give it the appearance of neglect that is associated with age. Masasabi mong gamit na ang isang dokumento kapag nagasumot o nalukot na at makikita sa itsura ng papel dahil sa kapabayaan. At ang huli ay chemical treatment. The document can be subjected to one or more of the many chemical process that will stimulate the appearance of age. Dito naman yung document ay subjected sa isa o marami pang chemical process that will stimulate the appearance of age. Age indicators. Study must be made of the physical and chemical properties of the paper and the writing and of the text and its meaning to determine the appropriate age of a document. Among the indicators that can assist the examiner are the following: ink, typewriting. The makes and models of typewriters are associated with definite manufacturing dates. Date, mechanical style. The use of certain style of mechanical impression is associated with the dates of their first appearance. D. Stamps. Rubber stamps can be repaired to a date by their manufacture or by the appearance of defects on other dated paper. Textual content. The document may contain information that suggests a date limit. Writing media. The chemical or physical properties of the media used to produce the document can be repaired to manufacturing periods. Physical characteristic. If the document consists of the several pages, additionally evidence of a age may be present. Style. There are passion in the agreement of the various elements of a letter. Paper. The composition, size, and condition of the paper are important factor in age determination. Determinations. Dito is para malaman na ang document is not a simple matter. Ang pagsasaayos ng exact date ay imposible sa paningin ng witness para sa paggawa ng dokumento. So among the problems that the examiner can sometimes answer successfully are the following. Purported age. Dito malalaman kung yung document ba ay matagal na gaya ng date or other sign na nakalagay. Probable date. Ano yung approximate date kung kailan ginawa ang document? Ito ay masasagot sa pamamagitan ng pagset ng maximum or minimum age ng isang dokumento. Several document. Ang question dito ay mapupunta sa concerning the priority of production of several document. Malalaman dito kung ang document ba ay ginawa bago o pagkatapos ng another document. Procedures. The details of procedures and additional points of examination are suggested below. A. Storage condition. How was the document kept? Was it stored in the basement or cabinet? What was the climate? Ito daw yung kung paano itatago ang isang dokumento, kung ito ba daw ay ilalagay sa basement o sa cabinet, at kung anong klima doon. Paper. The document is examined and tested for brittleness under soiling and mutilation. Is the discoloration even or uneven? Is the paper yellow with age, especially near the top and the edge? Ang document dito ay inexamine at subok for brittleness under soiling and mutilation at yung sa pagkupas ng kulay ng papel. Kung ang papel daw ay naninilaw na ang kulay dahil sa katagalan, lalo na dun sa top at edge. Sunod naman ay parts. The examination should determine whether the inside or folded portion is more soiled on the inside than on the outside. Such conditions suggest a stimulated age. Dito naman sa parts, ang pag-examine ay malalaman kung ito ba ay inside or folded portion. Kung ito ba ay more soiled sa loob kaysa sa labas. Ito yung condition that suggested an stimulated age. Books. When the document is in book form, the bindings and torns portion should be studied. Evidence of the removal of page is significant. Sabi dito, kapag ang dokumento daw ay isang libro, yung bindings and torn portion ang dapat pag-aralan. Ang mga ebidensya ng nawawalang mga pahina ang pinakamahalaga. Clips and marks. Examine the condition of areas where clips, pen, fastener, stapling, and punch making have been used. Is to determine if these article or makings were recently added. For example, if the paper clip has been attached to a document for long period of time, evidence is if discoloration of the edge of the clip should be apparent.
Burned or charred paper. Information on board or charred document can sometimes be deciphered. The document should be minimally handled. The document should be shipped in the container in which it was burned. In polyester film encapsulation or between layer of cotton in a rigid container. What can be determined in charred and water damaged document? The text of charred document can be visualized. Faded writing on water damaged document can be visualized. There are methods for dyeing documents to minimize damage. Check writers. The check writer can sometimes identified with the check writer that produced it. Examination of a checker impression can sometimes determine the brand of the check writer. Embossing and seal. An emboss or a seal impression can sometimes be identified with the instrument that produced it. Rubber stamps. The rubber stamp impression can sometimes be identified with the rubber stamp that produced it. Submit the rubber stamp to the laboratory and cleaned. What can be determined from physical matching? Paper, stamp, tape, etc. Whether two pieces of paper were at one time a single unit. If a stamp came from a specific stamp book or roll. If a piece of tape came from a specific roll of tape. Whether a tablet paper came from a certain tablet. Submitting question document evidence. And documentary evidence should be preserved in the condition in which it was found. It should not be folded, torn, marked, soiled, stamped, written on, or handled unnecessary. Protect the evidence from inadvertent intended writing. The documents unobtrusively by writing the collector's initial, date, and other information with pencil. Documentary evidence, dapat ma-preserve niyo siya kung paano niyo sa nakita. Hindi dapat ito matupi, masulatan, o madumihan ng kahit ano. Protektahan din ito sa kahit anong pwedeng bumakat, masulat. Dapat yung document ay markahan kung sino ang kumuha nito, tulad ng kanilang initial, ng date, and other information na gamit ang lapis. Whenever possible, submit the original evidence to the laboratory. The lack of detail in photocopies make the examination difficult. Photocopies are sufficient for reference file searches. Flash paper is a hazardous material. Do not store flash paper, combustible materials. Seal flash paper in polyethylene envelopes and refrigerate. Do not store or ship photocopies in plastic envelope. Hanggang maaari, dapat ang submit na evidence ay sa laboratory ay yung original. Ang kakulangan ng detalye sa photocopy ay maaaring magpahirap sa pag-examine dito. Ang mga copies na ibinigay ay maaaring maging reference sa iba pang pag-search. Dapat ilagay yung mga copies ng evidence sa isang nasisealed na envelope para hindi agad ito magusot o kung malagyan na kung anong sulat o madumihan.